5, 16, 19, 21, 30, 3 and 10. Check results. You remember?
Hello, people of the world. Hello, people of the free world. Don't know, just anyway. This is number 26, and if anyone can see me visually, and not just verbally, audibly, you'll notice it's the daytime. Wow, what a cracking change of events. So many times I do this and it is pitch black, not in, outdoors. And, it's like the dead of night. And I'm being really quiet, kind of. I'm like, oh, isn't that crazy? Like, that's so fucking crazy. Like, oh my God, why do fish have gills? That's so fucking mad. But then now I can be like, yo, why do fish have gills? Ain't that something? Yeah, so basically all I'm telling you is nothing has improved, we've just got louder. So that's great. And it's a little bit brighter outside, and that's nice. And I just thought, I'm not doing anything right now. So let's do this. I even got some things written down. I even wrote some notes. Ain't that a beautiful thing? Ain't it a beautiful life? Ain't it a wonderful world? For me, and I'm feeling good. I think I just merged about 3 different separate songs there into one, and I'm here for it. Where should we kick it off? Because I got a good list of things here. I think we'll kick it off in the media side of things, because I've been seeing a lot of hype around a certain television show. That television show being The Last of Us. I want to watch it, methinks. HBO, Pedro Pascal. I think he's the only person I know in it. No, actually, Storm Reed is in it. I never played The Last of Us, though. Never played The Last of Us. I don't think it's that important, but I never played it. If anything, it might be better for me. But I did watch a lot of people play the second one, which apparently had mixed reviews. Less so because the game was bad, I think, and more so just out of storyline choices they made. That super tonk woman. She was super. She wasn't ripped, actually. She was super ripped. She wasn't ripped. She was like swole. Like, she was like Dwayne The Rock Johnson. She was huge. Just massive. And everyone was like, "Whoa, she's so incredibly huge." And like, it's just odd because, a woman's frame, doesn't sort of lend itself maybe to getting that big easily. Not that it's impossible, but even when you look at like bodybuilders, she kind of just was like even broader than them. Not as defined, but broader. And it's like, in a zombie apocalypse, how are you maintaining that? You got to be taking probably a lot of like, I don't know, proteins or something, a lot of like carbs. How'd you get that? How'd you get like that? She was like she was on like a 7-day a week, 2 times a day workout regime. And also, how much working out are you really doing, when you're out here killing zombies? Anyway, I didn't play the game. That wasn't. And then also, there was a sex scene where she was getting sexed up by some guy, and everyone's just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And the Yonkers were out to play. Why am I going down this road? Every line that currently comes out of my mouth, I'm wishing I didn't just say, or didn't bring up in general. But I remember that's what all the, not controversy, but that was not the controversy. That was just funny. That was just people making funny jokes about a character. Some, obviously, people took it too far and were like giving death threats to the character. And I'll tell you why. That was not because she was ripped. They wasn't making death threats to her because she was ripped, making death threats. And the main controversy was because obviously she kills our main guy, and that sucks. So she doesn't kill him directly, but she's the reason. And she's kind of just like an asshole Karen type energy for the whole thing. Like, and they try and make her likable, and they try and make us see her side of things. And so we don't know her, we don't care. That you can't show us anything to make us feel like she was justified of just killing off our favorite main character we just spent the whole entire first game with. That's the sort of vibe I got. But the main thing that put me off watching The Last of Us is that I know it doesn't matter, but I want them to kind of look like how they looked in the game. And I know what you're thinking. None of the characters are black in The Last of Us. Well, like, none of the characters got Little Mermaided. No, I don't mean like that. I don't care like that. Just for what I'm saying, for the most part, like Ellie, the girl they hired to play Ellie, She doesn't really look like Ellie. Now I know what you're saying. What do you mean? She's white with brown hair. That's Ellie. Yes, correct. But I don't know. I wanted someone. She just doesn't look like Ellie. Let me after see her act, and maybe you get more of that. But then again, she might look like more like Ellie in the first one when she was younger, because I've only watched people in the second one. I'm thinking I just not like her, but I'm gonna watch it now. I get a weird feeling. I've seen a bunch of people give it great reviews. It's got like a really high rating on like Rotten Tomatoes, but the amount of TV shows like every other week. I know this isn't a Netflix show, but every other week I see a new post like, this show just became Netflix's most watched show ever, and it's like every other week it's happening, and it's for like half the shows like Bridgerton, Wednesday. It's just a bunch of mid shit, and it's getting like these crazy reviews. So I don't know if it's just overhyped or what, but I think it's good because it says a lot. Like The Last of Us, it's got like beloved source material. So if anything, people have more license to be harsher with it and be like, this isn't like it is in the thing. This isn't that. They're ruining a property, because you know how there's no good like movie versions of a game or something called TV show versions of a game. So this is like a good precedent that they're setting right now, and I will eventually watch it. Like most things, when there's a bunch of hype, I never really jump into it straight away. I don't know why. Like Stranger Things, I got into that kind of late, and The Boys, stuff like that, I usually get to a bit late. But I feel like The Last of Us, I might like it. It depends what route they go down. All zombie stuff and apocalypse stuff I find kind of similar, kind of the samey. It's just like, they're zombies. So it starts off with it, and like, I've seen the opening scene a little bit of The Last of Us, and someone was like, oh my fucking god, how have they managed to make this opening scene something that is so breathtaking and so fucking scary? And I was just like, we've seen it before. Someone quote tweeted it and was like, yeah, we've seen this literally in The Quiet Place. And it's like, it's literally, it's like you're driving in the car, everything's normal, all of a sudden cars start swerving off the road, people run out onto the street screaming, then something smacks onto your windshield, you start freaking out, you get out of the car, you look around, the camera pans around, you're like, what's going on? You sprint into a place, it's carnage, and then it breaks out, and then probably the text comes on screen like The Last of Us, and it's like, it starts out, and it shows all the characters having to come to terms with the zombies, learning about the zombies, learning how they could become zombies, learning what their lives are now, then having to deal with it, then they get good at it, and then zombies don't even really become the issue anymore because they're so used to zombies and they've built like fortresses and stuff. And then we get to a point where zombies, they're not the main threat anymore. Now the main threat is ourselves. Yeah, that's right, it's humans, and it's people who make their own little tribes, and that's where all the conflict comes from, us fighting the other tribes, and the zombies are kind of just like an afterthought who just sort of walk around the place, just sort of being there. And that's usually how most of this shit goes. But I'm willing to give it a go. I'm willing to see one that's done pretty well. I hope The Last of Us is this is a 1, 2, 3 season thing max, maybe 4 max. I don't really want this to be like Walking Dead, like 15 fucking seasons, spin-off shows and all that. You don't really need that. Obviously, Walking Dead is another good version. A game I still didn't play, but watched people play all the way through, and that I would have preferred, I would have been more hyped about, is actually Walking Dead, which is weird to say because they already have a Walking Dead. But the Walking Dead TV show I never really watched, never really cared about. But the storyline in the Walking Dead game was a big fan of. Shout out Lee. Shout out Clementine. Like, the way people probably feel about Ellie and Joel, there's me with Clementine and Lee. And even, I can't remember any of the other characters' names, but there was that white guy from Florida with his little weird derpy kid. I just really like the storyline of The Walking Dead in the game, but obviously we'll never see that as a show because like it'd be confusing for most people. Be like, wait, they're remaking The Walking Dead after it just had a 15 season show. No, it's not a remake. It's like another telling of The Walking Dead, another version of it. What? Like it's just kind of a bit confusing. So unfortunately, I'll have to just take The Last of Us. It's the best we can do. If I had to cast people to play Clementine and Lee, who would I go for? Tricky. Oh, I feel like I know who I'd get to play Lee. Kind of looks like him. He's a good actor. He's been in other TV shows, so he'd be gettable. Now Clementine, who would I get? You need someone. It's hard because I don't really know many child actors, so you'd probably just have to like Ellie. Whoever's playing Ellie, I don't know who she was before she's playing this character now, so it'd probably just be a no name you get, who just perfectly fits the role. So probably a new face for Clementine. And then Lee, the guy who plays Ghost in Power. I know. My number's in the description. Casting directors who need some extra helping hands, hit me up. I know I'm pretty sick. Yep, I know it was I know. Perfect casting straight off the dome. It's what I do. Yeah. Ghost, he would be a good Lee. He would be a good Lee. But no, I want to check it out. What else do you want to mention? Well, I guess on actors as well. I saw how like Michael B. Jordan. Like, I remember people have been memeing about this for so long, but it's one of these things I always read but I never looked into what was going on. I never really understood anything that was happening. And like how his girl, Lori Harvey. Is it Lori Harvey? It's Lori something. I think it's Lori Harvey. And he's always cut up about her. I don't know what happened there, but they ain't together anymore. And he was going to like the NBA games looking like an absolute walking depression. And now Damson Idris is with Lori Harvey. Hopefully the last name is Harvey. And it's like, damn, that was your boy. I don't know how close they really were, because obviously celebrity. Like, how close can you really be with another celebrity? Like, I'm an actor, you're a musician. We probably met at a few like social events, and then we got on there. We probably went out a couple of times to like some nights out or whatever. But how well do we really know you? Obviously not that well, because I've taken your girl. And in like normal everyday life, it's like, oh, that's like out of order, man. We're meant to be friends. It's kind of like don't do that unless you're cool with it, and like, 'cause it's fun. But as celebrities, it's like you've just been like, it's not like you've been cucked, but you've not been literally cucked, but you've been like embarrassed on like the global. It's not like you're embarrassed. It's just kind of like, it's so public, you know. I'm just assuming Michael Jordan just looks at his phone, sees it, and he's just like, fuck. Especially because now he owns Bournemouth, or he partly owns Bournemouth. He was a part of a consortium that bought Bournemouth Football Club. Now, if you don't know, Bournemouth Football Club is a small football club currently residing in the Premier League for now. They're actually playing better and doing better than they realistically should be. So I don't know how. It's not like they're bottom of the league, but that stadium's like 11,000 people. Like, Tottenham have more capacity in like one stand than their whole ground. It's the smallest ground in the Premier League. It might even be the smallest ground in like the Championship. It's fucking tiny. And it's just surreal. You just see Michael B. Jordan. He's sitting up there. He's like, "Yo, man, yeah, we're watching the soccer. I just bought this new team. They play in the black and red, so they must be good, right? Like Manchester United. Are they good like Manchester United? Huh? They playing in the black and red? No, you just bought AFC Bournemouth, mate. So you can add that onto your long list of stress. Best mate with your girlfriend and watching your team drop points every weekend. That is what you have to look forward to. Dominic Solanke. He's actually all right, but I'm just trying to, he's not exactly Hollywood, is he? Dominic Solanke. Actually, you know what? That's harsh on Solanke. Kiefer Moore. Not exactly Hollywood. What can you do? Welsh. But yeah, that's that. That's all like the film stuff I wanted to kind of mention. But on football, actually, that did remind me of something. Because obviously Michael B. Jordan now has that football team. And I remember like Lewis Hamilton at a time wanted to like be a part of a consortium that like bought Chelsea. But like this is the thing, right? I kind of feel like with Ryan Reynolds, Rob McElhenney, with them it's like it's kind of cool. Like, it's kind of endearing. I kind of like it. Like, oh, they wanted to buy a team and they didn't really know much about football, sure, but they bought a team. And they went for Wrexham, tiny little team in the National League. And they're doing well of them. They've got through a good part of the FA Cup, I think. And they could get promoted this season into League 2, which is ultimately their goal. They've invested well. They've like done up the stadium and stuff. They're doing a good job there, I think. And it was just those two, and they've went out and bought it. When I see like Michael B. Jordan or like Lewis Hamilton just trying to join consortiums to buy clubs, that, and like Serena Williams, that is like fine. That's cool as well. But it's just the fact, and it's less so with Michael Jordan because he went for Bournemouth, but it's the fact that like Hamilton, it was like, oh, Chelsea are for sale. Okay, I want to join a consortium to buy Chelsea. Oh, we didn't get it. Oh, Liverpool are for sale. Okay, we want to join a consortium to buy Liverpool. Oh, we didn't get it. Oh, Newcastle was. Oh, we didn't get it. Oh, this Southampton's for sale. It's just like, it just feels so lame, man. It's like you just want to be a part of some like club thing, and like I don't know if you think you're gonna make money off it or what, but like I don't know. Michael Jordan, he saw a position at Bournemouth, he wanted it. These guys went for Wrexham, so they wanted it. Like Lewis Hamilton, just like any club that's available, jump me in there. I want to sort of be on that, and it's like you shouldn't. I don't like people just buying clubs or being a part of buying a club. They got no interest in football or the club, or want to see the club do well. They just any club. I just want my fingers in some pies. You know what I mean? Don't like that. Don't know what Michael B. Jordan's intentions are, but if Hamilton, it just looks like you're just sleeping around. You dirty scallywag. Pick a side. Pick a goddamn side. But anyway, no. What I wanted to actually mention. I keep getting away from the point I want to mention. North London Derby was recently. And I'm not going to talk about the actual game or like how Spurs were fucking shit, and I wanted Arsenal to win, and they fucking let me down. No, I wanted Arsenal to lose. Sorry. But what I'm going to say is like, so Arsenal win it, which to be honest, it was pretty predictable. We kind of thought that was going to happen. Arsenal win 2-0. Spurs, fuck them. Bottle job, twats. And, Arsenal win, and every single one of their players, I know footballers have so much personality and are so witty and just sort of let off the leash. Like the wildest you'll get from a Premier League footballer being, I spoke was recently with like Ben White, how like people have no context. Ben White Twitter accounts now, like Ben White out of context, funny Ben White clips, and none of them are fucking funny. I'm sad. I just don't. Anyway, and everyone's so PR trained in interviews. It's just so boring. It's just the same thing. And the craziest thing you'll ever get, a craziest bit of aggression, a bit of like rivalry you'll ever see on like as a caption even, is just being like, London is red. We showed them what colour London is. Like if Arsenal win a game, London's red. If Chelsea win the Champions League, they'll be like, London is blue. If Chelsea win like a derby against like Tottenham or Arsenal, they'll be like, London's blue. And vice versa, Arsenal, if they win, they'll be like, London's red. It's just a thing. It's like you play each other twice in a season. We could win the first game and we'll be like, London's blue. And then they'll win the next game, they'll be like, London's red. If it can flip-flop so much between one being red and one being blue, it's like, who the fuck cares? And like 90% of the team post the exact same thing as soon as they win. It's like, whoa, that's a good one. Like Ivan Toney, he's got good captions. I like his captions and stuff. He actually has a bit. London's red, then some red emojis. Angry face with like the steam coming out of the nose. Yeah, London's red. It's like, oh yeah, London's ours. Like you could be 19th in the Premier League, and then you'll be a London rival, and you'll be like, London's red, and they could be like winning it. It's just like the most whatever thing people always say. That's actually the point I'm trying to make. Point I'm trying to make is when I think about it, and yes, Tottenham don't win a lot, but like when Chelsea win, it's London's blue. When Arsenal win, it's London's red. When Tottenham win, is it London's white? Is it? Because firstly, that sounds don't say that. You know what I mean? Like, and I can't tell if it's just because Tottenham don't win a lot of games. Realistically, they're bottle jobs and they don't win a lot of derbies. I know they're above us by a fair amount, but my point is they don't win a lot of derbies. Like, we do the double of them fairly convincingly. Arsenal have been beating them a lot recently. They don't win trophies. So there's no real opportunity to be like, London's white. London's white, actually. Or is it just that when they win, they just say something else like, great work, guys. Good teamwork. Lovely W win. That was great for us Tottenham players. Because I can't imagine Captain Harry Kane getting on Twitter or getting on Instagram and being like, London is white. And then like a little white fist emoji in the air. Like, pretty weird. I can't imagine that. And it's a bit unfortunate because everyone else is allowed to be like, well, London's blue, London's red. And you want to join in. You've just beat Arsenal. Oh, that doesn't happen often. You just want to get on there and fight back. Be like, London's white. Whoa there, son. It's 2022. You can't be saying that. Oh, you're talking about a very multicultural area. Very multicultural area, London. So it's a shame. I mean, less so on the race front, but like any other team, there's no point either. Like West Ham could beat Arsenal, Chelsea, and Tottenham consecutively for 5 years. You will never hear them say London is claret and blue. And that's not like because it just sounds dodgy, but it's just lame. Like he's been like London's claret and blue. Even they don't want to represent those colours. Claret, dirty red, basically. Bit of dirty brownish red. Claret and blue. Wowee. But hey, power to you, Arsenal. You're doing well this season. You're probably going to win the league, and I finally just conceded that's the case. I've just given up. It's going to happen. I'm kind of just accepting it. I've cut myself off from all Arsenal fans, so by the time that win comes around, I would not have spoken to them in 7 months. We will no longer be considered friends. I will not be receiving any messages saying, oh, blah, 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 gas, London is red. My life is now Arsenal free, and this basically isn't a thing for me anymore. It's not happening. Nope, won't affect me. You know, the reason I don't care when City win the league is because it's City, and I don't know any City fans, obviously. And it's basically just feels like no one's won it. It's like, yep, sure, okay, we go again next year. But someone like Tottenham winning it, if Arsenal win it, if like United win it, it's like, oh, there's too many people I know. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna just hide. You know what? Hibernation. I think I want to look into hibernation. You know, I've seen a lot of woodland creatures do it, and I thought I can subscribe to that. You know, I'll just do that. Wake me up in September and we go again. Yeah, let's do that. Actually, I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. Oh yeah, and in that game as well, Ramsdale got kicked in the back by a Spurs fan because he was winding him up, and the Spurs fans retaliated. And I don't agree with that. I want to get that out of the way quickly. I don't agree with physical violence. I'm a kindred spirit. I'm a pleasant soul. You know, make love, not war, always. But that being said, when you see all the people on Twitter like, yo, this is absolutely disgusting, he should never be allowed to go to a game ever again. What the hell? How can you get that wound up? Like, really? Are you really getting that? It's like, shut up. Why is everyone on Twitter acting like it's like the most despicable thing? Like, we're football fans. Now, I'm not saying, oh, he was just angry, it's fine, let him off, he should be able to go to games. What I'm saying is, why are we acting like we're surprised? A bunch of angry football fans sitting around the front of a game, you see him non-stop, wanker, fucker. They get pissed at anything. You can just cup your ear to them, and they're like they're gonna lose the plot. Now, just because we shouldn't be surprised doesn't mean it's acceptable. But it's like, why are we on Twitter being like, what the? How could a human being think it's okay to act like he kicked him in the back a little bit because he was fucking pissed? He'll never go to a game again, you know. And we all know that. That's the fact of it. But we don't need to act surprised about it. He's a fucking off his head crazy football fan. He's lost the plot because he's not seen his team win a trophy in like 20 years. And he's just lost another London derby and he's sick of it. And he's getting wound up by Aaron Ramsdale. And, you know, he's had a moment of madness. Sure, we don't agree with it. But come on, why are we all high? I hate when we just high road. Like, it's one thing being like, that's unacceptable, that's crazy. But, like, not when... I don't know. We don't need to all act like, oh, we're, you know, I don't know. I just don't like it. Even though I don't agree with it. Like, I don't kick people in the back, but I'm not surprised, and I get it. I do get it. Like, I could never be wound up to the point where I'd kick, like, try and jump over a fence and kick a player in the back. You know, that would not happen. Like, I would not ever get that angry, like, about football. Well, yeah, about football, or, like, anything really. I just don't get annoyed like that. But I can still understand how other people could. You know, and that's the main point. And again, they shouldn't, but I can understand how it has happened. Anyway, this has been going on for a minute. Well, 47. Oh my god. I tried to burp and it just like something else happened. I don't know what that was. And it didn't feel good. Anyway, though, I think this is 26? 26? Yeah, but we're really chugging along now. This was 26. On to 27.
With the kids, and they had like 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'll ever meet. He was like a hero.